Good morning, Wildcats. This morning's advisory is to introduce you to your student services team. Let's meet the team. In today's advisory plan, you will meet your student services team, learn a little bit about what we do, and hear about our broadcast club pilot. We wanted to connect with the Verona Area School District Educational Equity Framework. As we go into this lesson, we've highlighted that each student will acquire the knowledge and skills necessary to achieve their personal goals, thrive in a diverse global society, and lead a healthy, self-fulfilling life. We've also highlighted that the district will ensure that every individual has access to the educational, social, and emotional support they need to feel valued and affirmed in their unique identities and experiences. Your student services team is here to support you in all of these ways. Who is the student services team? We have a director of pupil services. The high school has 6 counselors, 2 school psychologists, 2 school social workers, 2 school nurses, a school to career coordinator, a restorative practices coordinator, and a school interventionist. We are in many different parts of the building, across the main floor, into the north satellite offices on the 2nd and 3rd floor, as well as in the south satellite offices. You can figure out who your team is if you haven't yet done so by using the house model information. The house model is linked into today's advisory lesson for ease of finding it. You simply look at who your advisor is, and that will connect you to who the student services people on your team are assigned. We're going to start with some introductions with a little bit about us. Our Director of Pupil Services is Tracy Jackson. She is the district-wide Director of Pupil Services and works out of Central Office. Each slide will have an Ask Me About, so you'll get to know a little bit about who we are as humans. Ms. Jackson says, ask me about life in Dubai, her fur babies, Roy and Peanut, and foods from around the world. Carrie Hale is a school counselor for students in Team 1A. She says, ask me about ice dance, my family, dogs, and going up north to Blueberry Lake. Kelly O'Connell is school counselor for Team 1B and 1C. She says, ask me about camping, traveling, summer camp, Disney, my sassy and sweet pup, Dozer. Also in House 1, Team 1D, is school counselor Leslie Morrison. She says, ask me about my family, my fur babies, working out, growing up in the Northwoods, and Wonder Woman. Whitney Domris is school counselor in Team 2A. She says, ask me about scary movies, Stranger Things, the Chicago Cubs, all things sports, and Harry Potter. Kujua Yang is school counselor Team 2B and 2C. She says, ask me about food, traveling, hiking, snowboarding, and other outdoor activities. Alejandra Millsap is school counselor in Team 2D. She says, ask me about kayaking, hiking, and trying new things. Our school social worker in House 1 is Teresa Nicholas. Ask her about my new puppy, my old puppy, my favorite book, and what song I'm listening to lately. It's a good one. Mr. Zimmerman is school social worker in House 2. He says, ask me about spending time with my family, being outside, and attending concerts. Go Wildcats soccer! Mr. Howlett is school psychologist in House 1. He says, ask me about canoeing and fly fishing. Dan Imp is school psychologist in House 2. He says, ask me about video games, my guinea pigs, archery, camping, or gymnastics. Jenny Johnston is our school to career coordinator. She says, ask me about Bravo reality TV shows, volleyball, math team, and swimming with dolphins. Ricky Conwell is one of our 2 school nurses. The school nurses serve school-wide. Ask her about national parks, the 2 Super Bowls she's attended, Wordle, and being a nurse. Natalie Utstick is our other school nurse school-wide. Ask her about arts and crafts projects, Lord of the Rings, and being a nurse. Lamarck Shackerford is our restorative practices coordinator at the high school. Ask him about sports, cooking, and if you need help with writing. Kiwana Foster is our school interventionist at the high school. Ask her about music, reading, and traveling. Confidentiality is a part of what Student Services focuses on when you meet with us. What is said with us stays with us, except if someone has hurt you or is hurting you, if you have hurt or want to hurt someone, if you have hurt or want to hurt yourself. We want you to be able to come to us and speak with us in private spaces to process your life, and there are times that we will need to let others know to best support you. Student Services offers many different ways we can support you. We support students in school, we support students in a crisis, college, career planning, schedule changes. We facilitate circles to repair harm. We help you connect to outside resources, and we might support your IEP or 504 if you have this plan. How do you access Student Services? You can schedule an appointment for non-crisis situation with a QR code or a high school secretary. If it's urgent, come to an office and ask for help. We have a member of our team always serving on triage. If you come to an office in an urgent situation and ask for help, the secretary will call for triage to come support you. A member of our team will arrive and take time with you to process how best to get you support. That is what we call Student Services triage. We wanted to let you know about the opportunity for gender support plans. Gender support plans help ensure our learning environment is safe and inclusive for all students. There is a link to the gender support plan in the Canvas module under Resources. We ask that you see your counselor or your school social worker if you would like more information on how you might get a gender support plan. We also wanted to highlight mental health in our high school. We want you to know that there are student leaders that got together for the Mental Health Summit last spring in April. They came up with 5 main points. They asked us to talk about education, so for us as a community to talk about mental health, and we're working on that through sources of strength and welcoming schools. They asked us to talk about communication, to learn from each other. This idea of the broadcast club, which I'll tell you more about in a moment, came from the Mental Health Summit. The third point is relationships, community building, and the importance of using correct pronouns. The fourth point is safety, trauma-informed PD with staff, and communication about events in the building. The fifth point is physical spaces for school and classrooms to feel homey, to continue to make school feel welcoming. These are the 5 points that the student leaders brought to admin and the high school and the district. And we are sharing them here this morning in the context of our Student Services Advisory. The Broadcast Club is one of the ideas that came out of the Mental Health Summit. We are going to pilot getting the Broadcast Club up and running. It will feature one Verona Area High School club in the morning in advisory. So presidents and vice presidents of clubs in our building, you will see a Google form link in this morning's advisory lesson. If you are interested in participating in this pilot of our Broadcast Club, fill out that link and I will get back to you. You will have 1 to 2 slides to start an advisory with information about your club and activities and all the things that you have going. Thank you for listening. Please come see us. The Student Services team is here to support you and to support our community and all of the wonderful things we have going on in our Wildcat family. Have a great week.